Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Sayyid Muhammad Farooq, one of the faculty members of Alhamd Academy, and I teach here functional English to AFC students, which is the first step for the chartered accountant students. In AFC, there are 4 subjects the students have to study, and functional English is one of them. And the purpose of this online lecture or online class is like the situation we are facing right now, the pandemic. Because of that, the educational institutes are not in operation right now. Sorry. So because of that, we have started the online lectures and online classes so that the process of learning should go on. There should not be any sort of hurdles, because we are not sure how long we would go, or we have to face, or we have to live in this situation. But the process of learning should not be hurdled, it should not be stopped. With this purpose, we have started these classes, and definitely somehow these classes would be very much helpful for our students who are going to join CA Chartered Accountancy. So they would be learning a lot. Definitely the face-to-face teaching is something different. We have a cross questionings over there. But in this lectures, we have also mentioned a part of the questions as well regarding the lecture. If you have any question in your mind, or you want to make some sort of clarification about the topic, so there would be the portion where you can go and you can upload your question over there. We would inshallah reply you as soon as possible. So the class we are going to start, okay, it's a functional English we are going to do. In functional English, as we know that English is very essential these days, and we cannot ignore or avoid its importance or its essentiality in our practical life, professional life, or we can say the educational life as well. Functional English has been a very important now. This is the part, one of the most important parts of communication. And we all are fully aware that this communication or the communication skills, how much they are important for us, especially in our learning sessions and our professional life as well. It's really very important. So we guys have to consider all the things. We guys have to consider all the things, and we have to improve our communication skills. For improving these communication skills, we have to understand what is an English language and how should we learn it, how should we improve it. Since we are talking about English, or we are talking about the communication skills, okay, the most important thing which we have to learn or we have to get command over it, that is grammar. Okay, one more thing before we start grammar, I would tell you that how can we, or what are the parts do we have to learn in this functional English. It's first grammar. Grammar is the essential part of functional English, okay, which is the part of AFC, okay. Besides grammar, number 2 we have reading comprehension, and third one we have vocabs. These 3 are the parts of functional English which we have to study at any cost, okay. in the exam of functional English, we would be questioned about grammar, we would be questioned about reading comprehension as well as the vocabulary. Okay, the paper of functional English is 50 marks. Okay, and the division of these marks is like 25 marks for grammar, 10 marks for reading comprehension, and 15 marks for vocabulary. This is the division of functional English in AFC. Okay, the course we have designed, keeping in our view that how this English is going to help our students in their learning sessions and the professional life as well. Because we all know that whatever the subjects we are learning these days, whatever the things we are coming across, mostly things are in English. Mostly the documentation is done in English. So for that, for understanding the documentations and having the good command over communication skills, we have to improve our language skills as well. It's very important. In future, like you become chartered accountant or you go to any post, okay, the correspondence is a part of that post. And if you have good command over your communication skills, definitely the correspondence would be quite easy for you. And for that purpose and keeping all the aspects in the view, this course has been designed. These are the three essential parts. Okay. Besides these three parts, two more parts we have added in this course. That is writing skills and fifth one is speaking skills. These are the essential part: grammar, reading and vocabulary. Okay, for functional English. These two parts are the additional parts: writing skills and speaking skills, as these are the part of the further levels of CA. In level 2 or level 3, you guys have to, the students have to appear for PCSC. It's a presentation and communication skills. In that course, like, you should have good command over your speaking skills. And if you have good command in your English, you have a good grammar, you have good understanding what time, what to use. Okay, so that time this speaking skill will automatically improve and it will help you out in your PCSC course. Then we have writing skills. This is also one of the papers of chartered accountancy. So if you have a good command over your grammar, you have a good vocabulary as well, you have good understanding concepts like the things you can easily understand, then definitely you can easily transmit them into your papers as well. These are your future papers, writing skills and speaking skills, but we have additionally put them in this course as well, so that in future when they are becoming, the students are becoming the part of CAF 1 or CAF 2, where they have to come across with the PCSC and writing skills, they should not face any problems. And they should have good confidence in speaking and writing as well. So keeping all the aspects in the view, this course has been designed. We have grammar, reading, vocabulary, and additionally we have writing skills and speaking skills, right? The division, 50 marks have been allocated to this paper, 25 marks for grammar, 10 marks for reading comprehension, and 15 marks for vocabulary. And this paper is going to come in MCQs based. But this MCQs will not be like the simple one or their standard, would not be like the matric or intermediate. Definitely the professional degree you are going for, and their standard would be according to their professional studies. So it means whatever the practices you are going to have in your class, and you would be having your practice books as well, you guys have to properly practice them. You guys have to properly understand them. And once the understanding is developed, it would be quite easy for you to deliver them. The delivery of your skills would be quite easy once you have good command over all the aspects of functional English. And these are essential. We all know that all the things are very essential: grammar, reading skills, vocabulary, good words, good vocabulary, especially the professional words you should learn, you should have in your mind. Professionally, once you are writing letter or you are preparing any report or making the points or any sort of agenda you are making, you should know what kind of words or what are the professional words should be used in particular concern, right? The writing skills and speaking. You should have good speaking command as well. We know today in this modern age, when we are becoming the part of the professional life, we are going to work in any sort of office or any multinational firm or company we are going to work, we should have good command over speaking. And once you have a good command over it, many things will be easy for you. And these days, like it is the phenomena in our society, the people consider if you have a good command over your speaking English or like writing or reading, like you have a good communication skills, you are well educated. It has been a kind of norm of society. Now that you are judged when you have good communication skills, right? So all the things we have to study in this course. Okay, the first thing comes here, grammar. What are we going to study in grammar? Let me tell you. In grammar, we have a 25 marks. Okay, we will study number 1, parts of speech. We will study all 8 parts of speech. Okay. Number 2, we will study tenses. Clear? Number 3 comes here. We will study active, passive. We will study number 4, direct, indirect. We will study clauses, and number 6, causatives. Causatives. These are the 6 topics which we will study in grammar, the part of functional English. Parts of speech, all 8 parts of speech we will study. We will study tenses. We will study active, passive, direct, indirect, clauses and causatives. These are the essential things. And once you have command over all the things, remember all 6 parts, many things would be easy for you. अगर इन 6 टॉपिक्स को हम सही तरीके से स्टडी कर लेते हैं, we have a good command over them. Like in parts of speech we have 8 topics. तो अगर उन 8 topics को we properly study, we get command over tenses, active, passive, direct, indirect, clauses and causatives, many things would be easy for us. In communication, when we talk about reading, writing, speaking, listening, whatever the genre would we come across with, all the things would be easy if we have command over all the things. Then the vocabulary is also, again, the essential part of it. But before the vocabulary, we have to understand all the 6 parts. We have to get command over these 6 parts, okay? So today in the first class, the first lecture, we are going to start from parts of speech, right? Okay, when we talk about parts of speech, first we have to understand what is the importance of these parts of speech. Why do we have to learn them? What is the need of getting command over these parts of the speech? Okay, it's very simple. Like whenever we make something, we do something, there are several parts actually. And these several parts, when they are collected together or when they are merged together, the one assembled thing comes in front of us. Like for example, if I say, if we cook biryani, okay, so we need meat, we need rice, we need spices, we need oil. These all the things we get, and with the proper measurement, we put them into bowl, and then the process we go through and we get biryani. In the same way, if we want to learn English language or we want to get command over our communication skills, the first and essential part, the parts of speech we have to understand. These parts of speech, we can say like, are the tools. As the grammar we are talking about, these parts of speech are the parts of grammar. So grammar is what actually? Grammar is a complete map. It's a complete structure which provides you the whole structure of language along with the essential parts which we have to study, which we have to use in our language. It's a complete map with proper parts, proper tools. Okay, and these are the tools which we have to study. These 8 parts of the speech are the tools actually which we have to get command over, and after getting command over these parts of the speech, things would be easy for us. In parts of the speech, we have the first thing, noun. Second, we have pronoun. Third, we have adjective. Fourth, we have verb. Fifth, we have adverb. Sixth, we have conjunctions. Seventh, we have prepositions. And eighth, we have interjections. These are the 8 essential parts: noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, conjunction, prepositions, and interjections. If we study them properly, we get command over these 8 parts of the speech. Okay, the things would be easy for us. The rest of the structures which grammar provides us, like how to construct a sentence, okay, how to join ideas, these all the things we would easily learn once we have understood these all 8 parts. Okay, so first topic which we are going to start today in these parts of speech, okay, that is noun. Noun we have to study first. In our schools, in our colleges, universities, or whatever the stages we have passed through for education, we study grammar, and in grammar we study noun. Why is it essential for us to understand the use of noun properly? Because this is one of the essential parts of the communication. If you have the proper grip over noun, you understand what the noun is, how the noun is used, or where does noun function. If these three things we properly understand what the noun is, how does a noun function, and where does a noun function. These three things, if we study properly, we understand properly, I think this part of the grammar would be quite easy for us to understand. And this is the essential part. Because the noun, we begin our sentence with noun. We end our sentence with noun. Means like our subject is noun, our object is noun. The person who is performing the action is noun. The person or any object which receives the action is also a noun. So first of all, we have to understand what the noun is. How many kinds of noun do we have? What are the places where noun functions? How can we show the position with noun? How can we turn noun into the plurals? These all the things we have to study in this particular topic. Okay, the noun. We study like noun is the name of any person, place, animal or thing. But today in this modern age, this definition does not fulfill the demands of the society or the modern requirements of learning. Noun is not only the name of any person, place, animal or thing. It is the name of the idea as well. And in a very short word, I would say every visible, non-visible, living, or we can say non-living body, element, or the idea is a noun. Right? So every visible, non-visible, the things we can see or we cannot see, we just feel them, living or non-living, whether that particular noun is living or non-living, it's alive or dead. Okay, it's a body, it may be body, we can easily touch, we can easily see, or it may be any element or any idea. The ideas we cannot see, we just feel them, we understand them. These all are the part of noun. So every visible, non-visible, living, non-living body, element or the idea is a noun. We can make another definition of the noun, and that is what? Noun is a naming word. Noun is a naming word. It means what? Everything, whether it is alive or dead, visible or non-visible, whether it is a thing or any idea or any feeling, okay, it has a name that is a noun. Clear? कि हर वो चीज़ जो अपना एक नाम रखती है, and whether it may be common noun or proper noun, that is a noun. Clear? So we can say noun is a naming word, okay, or we can say every visible, non-visible, living, non-living body, element or the idea is a noun. So this definition gives us the proper understanding that if in a sentence or in any context we have to judge or we have to find out the noun and how does a noun function in that particular context. So first we have to understand what the noun is. So we have understood this is the noun that we can see or we cannot see, we can touch it or not, whether it is a body, it's a thing, it's a person, it's an animal, it's a place or it's an idea or feeling. It has one name and that name is called noun. That's why we call noun is a naming word. Clear? So after this definition, now we are going to step by step we are going to learn what are the kinds of a noun. This definition has given us the clear understanding that if we have to understand or we have to find out the noun in any context, so we can now easily find out it is a name of any person, place, animal, thing, idea, feeling, situation. It is a name actually. Clear? It's very easy, like if we talk about Karachi, we talk about AC, we talk about any animal, we can easily judge that these are the nouns. Where do we have the problem is when we are talking about the context, we are reading something, we have a text in front. In that text particular, we have to find out the noun. I'm talking about with the exam's point of view. So we have to find out the noun in a sentence, in a context, in one sentence. If you are asked to find out the noun, then we must know the signs of noun as well. That what are the signs if a noun appears in any context, any text. So what is the sign? We can easily understand this is actually a noun. And this word, this particular word or this particular situation is functioning as a noun in this particular context. So for that we have to understand the kinds of noun as well. Kinds of a noun. Okay, there are 5 kinds of noun. Okay, number 1 comes here. Common noun. What is a common noun? When we nominate a common name to any noun. When we nominate or when we give a common name to any noun. It means with this name, with this common name, anywhere in the world we can call that particular noun with the same noun. Okay, for example, if I say boy, boy is a common noun. Why boy is a common noun? Because anywhere in this world or wherever you go in this world, okay, the boy is called boy. Okay, so this is the common name, the one common name has been nominated to one particular person. So that's why we call them common noun, that wherever we go, they are called with the same name. We have a city. Every city is a city. It's a common name for every city. Like you were living in Pakistan or we go to America or any country you go. City is called city. So this is the common name actually. And that's why it is called the common noun. We have a country, we have chair. It means every chair is a chair. And wherever you go, the chair is called chair. Okay, that's why. So such kind of nouns are called the common noun. We have very long list for that. But right now, just to create a proper understanding, to understand how does a common noun function or what is a common noun. Okay, so such nouns which are considered the common names anywhere in the world, those are called the common nouns. Okay, few more examples I would place here. Fan we have marker. Clear? So there are many common nouns. And this is the reason we call them common noun, because wherever we go, these nouns are called with the same names, right? Then comes here number 2 is a proper noun. Proper noun is what? When we nominate a particular name to any common noun. When we give a particular name to any noun. Right? When we give a particular name to any noun. First we talk about everything is a common noun. Whether it's a man, it's a human being, it's an animal, thing or any situation, common noun. But proper noun means when we provide them or we nominate them the proper name. For example, as we studied city, city is a common noun because every city is city, every country is country. But we talk about when we say Karachi. Now every city is not Karachi. This is the particular name of one of the cities in the world. So that's why it is a particular name and this is the proper noun. We can say Asif. Okay, boy is a common noun. Boy is a common noun, but like every boy is a boy. But every boy is not Asif, right? So we have given a particular name to one boy and his name is Asif. So Asif is a proper noun. We have like fan. Fan is a common noun. Every fan is fan, right? But if we say park fan, so every fan is not park fan. It's a particular company which is producing the particular fans and those fans are called park fans, right? So every fan is a fan but every fan is not park fan. So it turns into the proper noun, right? So proper noun is when we are nominating or we are providing the proper name to any common noun. That is your proper noun. Clear? One more example. Like dollar marker. Marker is a common noun. Marker is a common noun. Every marker is a marker, but every marker is not a dollar marker. So dollar marker is a particular name. Okay, so in this way we have the understanding about the proper noun. It means when we give the particular name or proper name to any common noun, that turns it into the proper noun. After proper noun we study we are going to talk about now the third kind. That is what? Abstract noun. Abstract noun. Abstract noun is, we can select, it's a feeling. In abstract nouns, we talk about such nouns which we cannot see, we cannot touch, we feel them. Can't see nor touch. We just feel them. We just feel them. Okay, we cannot see the noun in abstract we talk about, we cannot touch them, we just feel them. For example, happiness. Happiness can be felt. We can feel it, we can understand it, but we cannot see it. We cannot see the happiness. We cannot touch the happiness. We feel it. Another example. Honesty. This is again a feeling. Or you may say like it's a quality of somebody, it's in the nature of somebody. But remember, this is the noun actually. It's a name of one of the conditions or one of the states of the person. It's a name actually. So we cannot see it, we cannot touch it. We feel it. When the person shows his honesty, we feel it. Okay? So this cannot be seen or can't be touched as well. We have love, we have hate. Love we cannot see, but it may be expressed, it may be felt. In the same way, hate, we cannot see hate, we cannot touch it, but it can easily be expressed and easily be observed or it may be like felt by anyone else or anybody. So these such kind of nouns, we have more examples like heat, we have cold. Clear? There are many examples like this. Just to make you understand, few of the examples I have mentioned here to give you an idea what the abstract nouns are actually. Otherwise, we have many abstract nouns which we cannot see. We just feel them. We cannot touch them. We can say like idea. I have an idea in my mind. We cannot see it, we cannot touch it. But it is one of these states which is in our mind, and this is then that is the name of that particular state. The idea. We feel it. It may be delivered, it may be observed, or it may be analyzed as well. But we cannot see it. कि हम उसको मुशाहिदा कर सकते हैं, उसको अंडरस्टैंड कर सकते हैं. किसी भी आइडिया को जब डिलीवर किया जाए तो उसको हम समझ सकते हैं, हम उस आइडिया को देख नहीं सकते. क्लियर? या किसी भी फीलिंग को जब हम बात करते हैं, द हेट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, लव वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, आप उसको डेमोन्स्ट्रेट ज़रूर करते हो, सामने वाला उसको फील करता है, आपकी उस लव की फीलिंग को वो देख नहीं सकता. सो दीज आर द नाउन्स विच वी कैन नॉट सी नॉट टच, वी जस्ट फील दैम. राइट? Sorry. Now comes here number 4th, collective noun. Now, what is a collective noun? Collective noun is actually a name of collection. Okay. We collect, or you may say gather, pupil, things, or people, things, animals in a group, and we give that group a name. Right? It's a collection of people. It may be the collection of things or animals, even fruit as well. Fruit as well. It may be the collection of fruit as well. We collect them in a group, and that particular group is given one name. कि उसको हम एक ग्रुप के अंदर जमा कर लेते हैं और उस ग्रुप को जो है वो एक नाम दिया जाता है। जैसे कि I'm going to write here, we have a team. Team is what? It's a collection of people. 11 or 12 players are collected in one group, and that collection of the group is called team. We have staff. Staff is also, we have crowd. We have union. Clear? So these are the examples of collective noun. Besides these examples, we have like flock of birds, flock of birds, herd of sheep, herd of sheep. Clear? So we have many more examples like this. We have set of furnitures. Clear? Team, staff, crowd, union, flock of birds, herd of sheep, bunch of grapes, bunch of bananas, the bunch of flowers. We have the den of thieves, the band of musicians. These are the examples. We have the whole list of it. There are many collective nouns, but few of them I have just mentioned here to give you an understanding if any of the word or the collection comes in any sort of context. So we can easily understand. Right now we are talking about the collective nouns. Why do we have to understand? Because once we understand the use of these collective nouns, we may use proper verbs. Because sometimes, like a flock of birds, the mostly people understand like the birds are the plural. So maybe the flock of birds are flying. That is wrong, because we are not talking about the flocks of birds. हम एक झुंड की बात कर रहे हैं, हम 4-5 परिंदों के झुंड की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, ठीक है? तो एक झुंड की जब हम बात करेंगे तो दैट इज द flock of birds is flying in the sky, not are flying in the sky. ठीक है? In the same way, we can say herd of sheep. So herd of sheep would be considered as a singular, not as a plural. Herds of sheep. अगर herds होगा तो that would turn into the plural. Set of furniture, it means one set of furniture. अगर हम इसको plural करने के लिए जाएंगे, 3 sets of furniture, we can say that. 1 bunch of grapes, or a bunch of grapes is in the fridge. A bunch of grapes is in the fridge. लेकिन अगर यही bunches में turn हो जाएगा, the bunches of the grapes are in the fridge. तो इसको जब हम understand करते हैं, like we understand the collective noun, so it would be easy for us to use the verb. कि हमें verb कौन सा use करना है, whether it's a singular verb or plural verb we have to use. So for that we have to understand collective noun properly. We have very long list of it. ठीक है? तो मैंने अभी कुछ यहाँ पर लिखे हैं so that the things would be easy for you to understand what the collective noun is and how can we judge collective noun in any sentence or in any context. After collective noun, we have material noun. This is the fifth kind, material noun. Material noun means like any material which keeps any name, that is called a material noun. Okay, for example, if I say it is the name of any material. It is the name of any material. Okay, for example, we can say wood. Wood is a material. By wood we make other things. So material noun is what, like with the help of these material noun we can make other things. Okay, we have iron, we have cotton. But in material noun again we have some categories. Okay, wood is a material, iron, cotton, copper. We have cement, we have sand, we have meat, many other things. These are the materials. By using these materials we make other things. We have gold, we have silver, right? But again these material nouns have also been turned into 2 or 3 categories. Okay, for example, I would say number 1, material nouns from nature. Material nouns from nature. Now these nouns have already been given to us or bestowed us, granted us by nature. Okay, for example, if I say it's water, we have gold, we have oil, silver, right? These are the material nouns. There are many others. Okay, right now 4 or 5 I have just mentioned here to make you understand. Okay, these are the material nouns which have been given to us or which have been bestowed to us by the nature. Okay, the nature has given us these material nouns. Then comes the material nouns from animals. The material nouns from animals. We have leather, we have wool, we have meat, right? Egg, honey. These are also one of the kinds of material nouns because we use them as material, and by the help of these materials we make other things, we make other nouns. So that's why these are considered as one of the parts of material noun which are provided to us by the animals. Clear? We get leather from them with their skin, we have wool from the animals, we have meat, eggs, honey. So such kind of nouns, these are the nouns, and such kind of nouns are called the material noun. Okay, one of the kinds of material noun. This is the second one. The third one is the material nouns from plants. Material nouns from plants. Those nouns which are given to us or which we receive from the plants, and by using those nouns we can make other nouns as well. So that's why these nouns are also considered as one of the material nouns of, we can say one of the parts of the material noun. For example, we have wood, we have rubber. Clear? We have even butter as well. We have two types of butters, right? One from the animals or from the milk we take out, okay, and second one is from extract from the vegetable, or you may say the plants from. Clear? So the butter is also one of the parts we can say from the plants, which is called the margarine actually, which has been extracted from the vegetable. So these three are actually the parts of material noun. Okay, these material nouns can be obtained, which are been given to us by nature. Some of the material nouns can be obtained from the animals, and some of the material nouns can be obtained from the plants as well, right? But overall, these all are the parts of material noun. By them, we can make other nouns, other things as well, right? These are the 5 kinds of noun: common noun, proper noun, abstract noun, collective noun, and material noun, right? Besides these 5 kinds of noun, we come across, okay, remember, kinds we have only 5. There are only 5 kinds, and these 5 kinds actually describe the noun. But besides these 5 kinds, we come across with compound noun. We come across with compound noun. Compound noun is what? When 2 or 3 nouns come together to indicate or highlight one noun. When 2 or 3 nouns come together to highlight one noun. Clear? This is the collection of 2 nouns or maybe 3 nouns, okay, but they are indicating or highlighting one noun. They represent one noun, okay. For example, classroom, okay. The class is a noun, room is another noun. They both are coming together to represent one noun, okay. We have ball, pen, We have bow, pen. One noun, bow. Second noun, pen. Coming together representing one noun. We have staff room. Clear? Such kind of I must say examples or such kind of nouns are called the compound nouns. In compound nouns we also have little categories here. I'm going to explain you right now. Okay, just to give you an idea what the compound nouns are. We have police station, right? Sorry. So these are the examples of compound noun. In compound noun we do have some categories, right? For example, we can say that compound nouns made up of adjective plus noun. Clear? For example, I've say full moon is one of the examples. Okay, one thing to remember, full is here what? It's an adjective, right? And moon is here a noun. So actually this full is representing this noun. It is considered as the part of compound noun. Okay, in actual this is adjective and the moon is noun, but they are coming together and representing this moon. So that's why this we can also call them the compound nouns. Okay, the example of compound nouns. We have egg rolls. The egg is one noun and the roll is one noun. Okay, so it may turn into the adjective. Which roll we are talking about? So in this way the egg turns into an adjective. Okay, and the roll is a noun here, but the egg is also a noun as well. So we can take it as one of the parts of compound noun. Okay, so egg is functioning here as an adjective as well as noun both. So adjective plus noun altogether make the compound noun. Okay, then word plus noun, compound noun. Verb plus noun. Verb plus means like the word would be in form of ing. Okay, for example, swimming pool. Swimming pool, this is also considered as one of the parts of compound noun. Okay, we have washing machine, rolling chair. Okay, so these are also the verb plus noun may also turn into the compound noun. So here the washing, it's a ing form of the verb. It is also, we can say, like the gerund as well. Okay, so this is also functioning here as a noun, and this is also functioning here as a noun. So the two nouns coming together and turning into the compound nouns. Then we have noun plus noun for compound noun. Okay, for example, bus stop. Bus stop. Bus is a noun, stop is a noun. Okay, we can say police station. Both are the nouns. The noun plus noun will also be the part of compound noun, but they would also generate or create the compound noun. We can see that. Then we have noun plus verb. Noun plus verb, also the part of compound noun, or they form compound noun. Sunrise, hairstyle, style may be considered as verb, rise may be considered as verb. So sun and rise come together and it turns into the compound noun. Hair is a noun, style is a noun as well as verb. Clear? It is functioning in both the ways. So it may also become, or this connection will also become the part of compound noun. Okay? Then comes here verb plus preposition. Also form compound noun. Okay, for example, check out. Out always function as a preposition. Check is the verb, okay, it's a noun and it's a verb both. It functions in both the ways. So check out, the collection of these two words in this way may turn into the compound noun. Okay, there is one more example I would say. Check out, check up. Up is a preposition. Again, the check is verb here. So this connection of these two verbs or two words actually may turn into the compound noun, or would be one of the examples of compound noun. Then comes here Noun plus prepositional phrase. Noun with prepositional phrase. Compound noun. Right? Noun plus prepositional phrase may also turn into the compound noun. For example, mother-in-law, father-in-law, father-in-law. So this in-law is actually a prepositional phrase, and mother and father are the nouns. So this connection or this collection of the words may also turn into, or maybe the examples of compound nouns. Okay. Then we have preposition plus noun may also form compound noun. Okay, preposition plus noun may also form compound noun. For example, past lives. The past is functioning here as a preposition and lives is a noun, we can say, but the connection, or you may say the gathering of these two words may turn into, or maybe the example of compound noun, we can say. Okay, one more example I'm going to place here, that is underworld. Under is a preposition here. It functions as a preposition and world is a noun. So the combination of preposition and noun may also form compound noun, underworld. This would be the example. This is the example of compound noun. Past lives also the example of compound noun. Then comes here the last one. The last one is noun plus adjective may form compound noun. For example, tactful, tactful. Sorry. Tactful, we have truckful, tactful, truckful. These would be the examples like noun plus adjective, noun plus adjective, and this would also be the part of compound noun. This was the detail of compound noun. Okay, so kinds we have 5, but besides these kinds, one more like the additional part of is, that is the compound noun. In compound noun we have 4 to 5 categories, like in what way we can make or we can generate the compound noun, or what could be the examples of compound noun. The collection of preposition and adjective, maybe the verb and preposition, the verb and adjective, something like a verb and noun, and adjective plus noun, noun plus adjective. These would also become the part of compound noun, or they may form, the collection of these words may form compound nouns, right? Besides compound noun, one thing more we understand, or we should learn and we should know about it, that is concrete noun. What the concrete noun is, the nouns can be touched or seen. The nouns can be touched or seen. Okay, for example, table. They have the physical body. Physically, we can feel them, that we can touch them, we can see them, or in any way we can feel them. That is concrete noun. Table, pen, dog, or any of the nouns which we can see, we can touch, we feel them. Okay, these are the concrete noun because they have body. Feel does not mean like we cannot see or touch, not in that way. Feel means like if something is in front, we can easily see them. We can touch them. Like I have a marker in my hand. This is the concrete noun. Marker is a common noun as well as the part of concrete noun. Okay, because I can see it, I can touch it. An abstract noun is what we cannot see nor touch, we just feel them. So besides these all parts of the noun, next thing comes here, which we have to understand and we have to study, because usually it happens once we are going in any sort of text. So we face difficulties in using the verbs, that in this particular noun or with this particular noun, which verb we have to use. So for clearing or clarifying these all the mistakes or the problems, we must understand these two things as well, and these are, we can select the parts of the noun. These two things are the parts of the noun. The first is countable noun. Countable noun is what? It's very simple. The nouns which we can count. The nouns which we can count. Okay, for example, book, it's countable, we can count it. Okay, we have car, we have boy, we have city, we have star. Okay, there is a little confusion with star. Many times I have asked my students about the star, whether they are countable or uncountable. So many of the times I receive the same answer, these are uncountable. But remember, the stars are never uncountable, these are 100% countable. Because if we see one star in the sky, we say star. And if we see two stars in the sky, so we make the plural of it, that is stars. So once there is an S with the noun and plural, it means that is countable. That is countable. We have leaf. Leaf. No doubt there are thousands of leaves in one tree, we can say, or in the bush, okay, but still we make its plural, leaves. We make its plural, leaves. It means these are also countable. Okay? Okay, besides these things, okay, then in the next part I'm going to tell you. So these are the countable nouns. We can count them very easily. We can make their plurals. Okay, we can make their plurals. Uncountable nouns. Very simple. Those nouns which we cannot count we can just measure them. Clear? Uncountable nouns means those nouns which we cannot count, we just measure them. Clear? For example, oil. Oil is uncountable. We cannot count it, we just measure it. How much? Gas, light, clear? Such nouns, okay, which we measure it, that it is too much or it is a little or something like that, okay. So these are called uncountable nouns because we cannot make their plurals. We cannot make their plurals, so that's why we measure them. In measurement, they are measured, they are not counted. But one thing I want to clear, like rice. In actual, rice is uncountable noun, we cannot count it. But there are there is one way in which we can make such uncountable nouns countable. For example, if I say, 5 grains of rice. So in actual, rice is uncountable. But in this way, the 5 grains of rice, we can make it countable. The grains of the rice are countable. But rice itself, when we talk about, we cannot count it, we just measure it. In the same way, like oil. Oil is uncountable. We cannot count it, but few drops of oil. Few drops of oil. So the drops of oil are countable. Oil itself is not countable. Clear? So this thing we have to keep in our mind, that when we have good understanding about the countable nouns and uncountable nouns, it would be quite easy for us to use the verb in the context. Once you are writing something and any of the situation comes or any of the noun comes like this, so you are sure whether I have to use singular verb or plural verbs with them. Okay? Just after learning this whole detail about noun, what the noun is, the kinds of noun, then we studied compound noun, we studied concrete noun, we went through the countable, uncountable nouns. Now the second thing comes, what are the places where noun functions? The places of a noun. The places of a noun. Okay, noun always functions at two places, subject and object. It's very clear now, the person who is performing the action is a noun, and the thing or any object which receives the action from the performer, that is also a noun. Subject is also again always a noun, and object is also a noun. Okay, the person, the performer of the action and the receiver of the action. So it means the noun always functions at two places, right? For example, she is writing a letter. She is writing a letter. Okay, she is what here? It's a subject and it's a noun. Actually, it's a pronoun, but pronoun is what? The part of noun. Okay, and she is writing a letter. The letter is an object here, and this is also a noun. So the performer of the action is a noun and the receiver of the action is also a noun. Okay, so it's very clear now, the noun always functions at two places, or there are two functions of noun, as a subject and as an object, right? These are the two places of the nouns. Then comes here possession with noun. Possession with noun, showing the ownership. Showing the ownership. Right? So with the noun, we can also show the ownership. And that is how? By placing apostrophe S. By placing apostrophe S. For example, my father's car. My father's car. It means the car of my father. My father's car means the car of my father. Children's park. It means the park of the children. Children's park. Right? We have students' copies. Students' copies. But here one thing we have to keep in our mind, and that is what, like, if we talk about the singular student, okay, so after T comes apostrophe and then comes S. It means the copies of one student. The copies of one student. But if I say, like, there are many students and their copies, so I would do what? After T directly S comes here with the plural students, and after S we're going to mention just apostrophe. Again, there is no need to mention S. Simply with this S we're going to mention apostrophe, students' copies. Clear? So this means students copies, one student we are talking about, and this students copies, it means we are talking about many students, right? So today we are going to end up our lecture here. In the next class, definitely in the next lecture, we will inshallah continue a little portion of the noun which is remaining, like how to make plurals, how can we make nouns in numbers, the plurals, the rules of making plurals of noun we are going to learn in next class inshallah, next lecture, as well as I would be teaching you the pronoun, the use of pronoun, kinds of pronoun, and how does a pronoun function in the sentence. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz. बड़ा काफ़ी है आज के लिए इतना।
हाँ, I think
यार 1.5 घंटा मैं बोल के थक गया यार।